Hello dear students, in the previous video we studied putting political theory into practice. And in today's class we are going to discuss why should we study political theory. Dear student students like you may have some political ideas, but there may be some questions in your minds that do you need to study political theory, or the political theory is only for the politicians who practice politics, or it is important for the persons who makes policies like bureaucrats, or it is necessary for the people like lawyers, judges who interpret the constitution and laws, or the political science is a subject for the journalists, activists who expose exploitation and demand new rights. But the students of high school or plus 2, do they need to study political theory? The answers of these questions are quite relevant and given in the next para. So let's seek the answers for these questions. First of all, political theory is no doubt relevant for all the mentioned groups. Like political theory is important for politicians who play politics, for bureaucrats who make policies, for lawyers and judges who interpret the laws and the constitution, and it is also necessary for journalists who demand for new rights. But it is also relevant for the students of class 10th or 12th, because in near future you will be responsible citizens of India, and for shaping your future you will opt any profession. So there are chances that you may opt some of these professions. Some of you can be a lawyer, some of you can be judges, or some of you can be politicians or bureaucrats. So the study of political theory is quite practical and relevant for the students. If we talk about mathematics, students who learn mathematics, it is not compulsory that they must become a mathematician or engineers. But when they study mathematics, then they learn the basic concept of maths which they use in their daily lives. Similarly, it is also with political theory. Secondly, we are all going to be citizens entitled to vote and decide our issues. The second thing is that in near future, all of the students who study political theory in 11th, 10th or 12th are going to be responsible citizen of India. So you will get right to vote, and if you know the political conditions about politics, what is going on in your country, then you can cast your vote more reasonably. To act responsibly, it is helpful to have a basic knowledge of political ideas and institutions that shape world and we live in. To be a responsible citizen, It is very helpful. Means political theory is very helpful because in political theory we have knowledge of the political ideas, institutions which shape our world or country in which we live. And by using our political ideas, political rights, we can make our representatives, such institutions, work better. It is very crucial to have a reasonable knowledge of political ideas, political issues, especially if one is going to fight in Gram Sabha elections or any other elections, or one is asked to produce one's views on some political issues, then one have to give some reasonable points. Otherwise, the views will cast no effect over the people. So, if we have practical knowledge, if we have knowledge of polity, what is going on in the country or in a state, then we can produce our views more effectively. And next, as citizens, we are a bit like the audience. As citizens, we are a bit like audience who are present before the musicians or some performers. And when the audience appreciate the musicians or performers, when they perform well, then the musicians and performers do their best to perform better. Similarly, it is with the citizens. When any leader is doing well, then citizens must appreciate that leader. And when citizens or people appreciate the work of leaders, then those policymakers, those political representatives work harder and they try to work better. So it is also with the audience. That's why citizens are compared with audience. Look, we can have some present or practical example of today's world 2020. Before some days, the central government passed a farm bill, and somehow this bill was to be proved worse for the farmers. That's why the Central Minister for Agriculture, Mrs. Harsimrat Kaur Badal, resigned. And when she took this step, she was appreciated all over the country. And that's why next time she will do better. So these are the things which are done by citizens and political leaders also. Thirdly, freedom, equality, and secularism are not abstract issues in our lives. We daily encounter discrimination of various sorts in families, schools, colleges, shopping malls, and so on. And the third point is freedom, equality, and secularism, they are not abstract issues in our lives. We daily encounter some types of uh, discriminations at various places like shopping malls, in families, in schools, in colleges, on the basis of dressings, caste, or being the status of society. So these are the issues which are related to our day-to-day life. We ourselves have prejudiced prejudices against people who are different from us. And sometimes we also have prejudices against the people who are different from us. Either they are higher from us or they are lower from us on the basis of religion, caste, gender, and so other things. If we feel oppressed, we want it redressed, and if that is delayed, we feel violent revolution is justified. And if that oppressive situation is with us, then we feel that it must be redressed as soon as possible. And if the justice is delayed, we think that revolution, violent step as blocking off roads, shutting down our markets, and some other type of violent uh, steps are quite just for getting the justice. If we are privileged, we deny that there is any oppression, even as our minds and servants struggle for dignity. And if we are privileged, it means we are higher than others, we are superior to others, then we think that there is no oppression situation, everything is going on, but our minds know that there is something wrong, we are doing wrong thing. And while our servants, they suffer to get respect, servants suffer to get dignified treatment from the master. Sometimes we even feel that our servants deserve the treatment they get. But sometimes we feel that whatever treatment is given to that particular servant, that is quite right. They deserve for that. What political theory encourages us to do is examine our ideas and feelings. And the feeling that occurs in our mind arises from the political background, that is to examine the ideas which comes in our mind about political things. Just by looking at them more carefully, we become moderate in our ideas and feelings. And when we ponder over the treatment, over the ideas which we use against our servants, then we turn more moderate. We talk them softly, we give them respect and dignity. And finally, as students, we enjoy debate and elocution competitions. We have opinions about what is right or wrong, just or unjust, but do not know whether they are reasonable or not. And the last thing is that being a student, sometimes we enjoy debate on some political issues in the competition or election competition. Then we produce our views, what is right, what is wrong, what is just, what is unjust. But really, we don't know what is reasonable or what is senseless. If we don't have the knowledge of practical theories, only when we argue with others, we realize the need of defend them, seek out reasons and arguments. And when we engage in the argument with other people, at that time where I realize that these things must be answered, and we seek answer for these questions, those reasons which must be answered in a political way. to defend one's ideas, one's thoughts. Political theory exposes us to symmetric thinking on justice or equality so that we can polish our opinions and argue in an informed manner and for the sake of common interests. And political theories exposes us to symmetric thinking of justice and equality. With the help of political ideas, political thinkings, we can polish our opinions, we can sharpen our opinions, and we can argue against anyone with more effective ways or more effective examples and in more effective informative ways. And by doing this, we may also have the reason for public interests, well-being for public interests. Such skill of debating rationally and communicating effectively are likely to be great assets in the global informational order. And these skills, like debating rationally, when we debate on some issue, then we consider the public interest, we consider the well-being of others, and we consider the actual and reasonable reason for our answer and communicate effectively. So these things, communicating effectively, seeking a reason for questions, especially politically, so these things can prove the greatest assets in our future in the global informational order. And we can prove ourselves a good leader, responsible citizen, or responsible person of our society and shape our nation well. So, in this class, we completed the first chapter, and in next class, we will discuss chapter number 2. We will start chapter number 2. Dear students, you must watch all these videos of chapter 1 completely, and if you have any doubt regarding any point, then you can ask through the comment box. Till then, keep studying and take care of your health. Thank you.